Howdy, Possum Patty here, and well, Flat Stanley and Angela Rose and all the other fairies, pixies, gnomes, trolls, and critters that live here at Soggy Bottom. Yes, we're all here. And no, it's not October. I know it's not October. I said I would use this as my October shirt. Well, we had to go out and do some errands today. Yappers, Mr. Possum and I. And we're in the grocery store, and I gotta get some orange juice. I gotta get him his half and half for his coffee, and I gotta get my almond milk. And so I'm down in the cooler looking around, and well, I saw a bottle of eggnog, a bottle of eggnog with a Christmas label on it. And I was like, never too early for Halloween, right? Let's get some Halloween, let's get some fall things in, right? No, not Christmas eggnog. No, 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 no. So here I am in my orange and my headband. Do you remember this headband? Mr. Possum bought this for me, yes. We were at a fairy garden show down at the museum, and it was a lot of fun. Flat Stanley went with us, and he got into all kinds of trouble, yes. Anyway, so we went into the gift shop at the museum, and I was looking around at all kinds of things, and I think I bought something, and I was leaving, and Mr. Possum came following me out, and he handed me a bag, and this was in it. I was like, oh, thank you. It's super fun. It lights up. Yeah, it's got a little battery and a little light in it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyway, I came in this morning during my little quiet time, and here's all these seed packs. I know I've been waving them around for days, right? I started cutting them up. I want to do a page about my forget-me-nots. My forget-me-nots are my flower of the year, and it took quite a while for them to come up. I planted some in the big black pot, and I planted some out underneath the tall purple verbena. And actually, I planted some that I forgot about next to the zinnia. It was supposed to be a patch of zinnias, but something ate them all. But there's a forget-me-not plant over there between the zinnia plant and the daisies, the tall daisies, yes. And I want to spread them everywhere. So I'm hoping to get a lot of seeds from the plants and then get some more of these seed packs from the Dollar Tree next year and just keep spreading them around everywhere. I love them. They're just dainty little blue flowers. They're just so gorgeous. I'm trying to dry some in my flower press. We'll see how they come out. Anyway, I'm cutting up little blue patches of forget-me-nots. I've got the little blue fairy that I made, from my How to Draw Fairies and Mermaids book. She's so cute. The other ones are here too. I'm going to start with the blue one. I'm going to use the blue one for the blue forget-me-nots. Yes, I'll leave those over there. I'll get to those in another time, right? I was going to say another day, but we'll see. Maybe not today. So I've got my fairy. I've got my little forget-me-nots that I'm cutting out. I'm going to make a page in my Emma journal. It has a shabby chic cover, but the inside is just typical Possum Patty journaling, yes. Okay, so what am I doing today? I'm making a page to journal about the forget-me-nots that I planted because they're the flower of the year. And I've got all these things on my table that I don't need. Let me move them over. I've got my blue fairy. And I think this popped up in a video I made the other day, but it was a garden. It was a fairy garden picture. It had little kids in the background, but I cut out the little house. I figured, well, if I'm going to put a fairy on the page, I know she's kind of big. I should make some of these a little smaller. Well, we'll do this on another day. I'm going to put the little fairy house on the page, and I cut out the flowers, but there's no stems and leaves on the picture from the pack. Let's see, I didn't get them all cut up yet. Let me see. Here's one. Yeah, just some green in the background. So I was thinking that I can use the flowers, put them up higher on the page. Put them up higher on the page, and then I'll make some stems and some leaves and just sort of fill the page up. Put the fairy up in the corner and do a little journaling. That's what I'm in the mood to do, so that's what I'm going to do. But how am I going to make the stems? Well, it's hashtag Watercolor Wednesday. Come on along. I've got this very inexpensive watercolor paper that I'm going to use. It's cold press. And I'm going to fill up this part of the page. You might remember when I was cleaning off some colors the other day. I'm not going to waste that. I'm going to save that and maybe make a tag or some die cuts or something out of that. But I'm going to fill up this space. That should be enough. My watercolors are still here on the table. I'm going to give them a good spritzing again, although I'll probably just use greens, yellows, and blues. My shimmery ones are here too. These are my Paul Rubens, and these are my Dee Dupre's. Give them a spritz. And let me check my water. Yeah, that's probably good enough. That's probably good enough. It looks a little green, and we're just going to be doing green anyway. I'll clean it out after. Let's see, get my brush. This is my fave brush, and it has a black handle with a gold ring. It's called Max Round. This is size number 8, and this is by King Art, and it's the original gold, and that's their trademark. This brush is my old fave, and well, this is a number 6. The number 8 was my old fave, and this is by Lowell Cornell, Lowcornell, and this is Ultra Brown. And I love these brushes. I love the number 8 to death. I just wore the tip off the bristles there. Yes. So I went to find a new number 8, and I could not find one anywhere by this company. And then I read that this company got bought out by another company, but the gentleman that used to own that company started another company, and that's King Art. So, yeah, I guess it's the same gentleman designed both brushes, even though, they look very similar, but the names are different on them. But it was the same gentleman, so I'm loving the golds now. I keep the old ones around. The number 6 still in good shape. It's just the number 8 that's, very worn. All right, I'm chatting here because I sprayed my paint. I'm just giving them a moment to get a little juicy. And my plan is to just fill this part of the page with colors. And then I'm going to cut them out, or I'm going to draw the stems and leaves and then cut out the stems and leaves. I haven't decided yet. I'm not that far ahead. Right now, I'm just thinking about, let's put some color on the page. So I've got some bright green here. I love to mix my greens up. What's this? Ooh, that's like a phthalo green. What's this one? It's like a darker green and an even darker green there. And we can put some yellow. Maybe we should put the yellow first because the water's just going to get dirtier and dirtier. It's a very bright yellow. There's a little blue there, but that's okay. We'll just throw that little blue in there too. And I'm just thinking that we're just going to put color. That's all. Another very easy watercolor method. There's a lot of blue in that one. That's okay. I was thinking to put some blue on here. It doesn't all have to go up and down. You can put some of the colors going in sideways. And just add lots of water. Ooh, that's a nice rich color there. I used the wet ones first, and then I put some stronger color on it after. Where's that dark one? This looks like olive there in the corner. Where'd that come from? Don't know. Go all the way over to here. Put a little water there. All the way to the edge. Let's see. We got some darker there. Got some lighter here. Some more of that light green in there. I'm going to pick up some of the blue that's on the tin here. Oh, you know what? There's some brown down there. Maybe that's where that darker color came from. We can add that too. Let's see. It's a little beige here. That'll make like an olive green. So what's important is just having a play, learning how your colors play with each other, learning about getting the paper wet and dropping in some color like this, and just gives you a lot of experience with your colors. What would it look like if I add a little of that color? What would it look like if I add a little more water? What would it look like if I took a paper towel? I'm going to pick up some of this water over here, but while I have it, I wanted to give that some more texture. I could just go like that. In the darker areas. It's a plant material on there for some reason. I did have all those dried plants on the table. Add a little more. Oh, that's a darker one. I wanted a little bit lighter one. Oh, it's the blue one. We could put some more yellow in there. Just play with your colors. And they make this bleed. I love that. Some people don't like that in their watercolor art, but if you have a white spot, leave it. That's just a little bit of the light coming through. You don't have to cover that up. Dark areas, let's see if I can put a little texture in there. All right, I'm going to dry that. Now my stems don't have to be very tall. And I am going to put the fairy up here in the corner to cover that brad that's holding that flower on there. So I need a few stems like this and maybe some leaves. And then I'll put the forget-me-not flowers, and then I'll do some journaling. And a lot of times I cover the background. I didn't do it on this page. Okay. And on this page, I'm not going to either. I'm going to put the flowers right over this and do my journaling. Now, when I made this journal, I splashed watercolor on all this paper, and I stenciled this paper, and you can see back here. I really had a blast, and I ripped each paper so it would have a deckled edge. And then I spent most of the pages covering it up. That's my 6-inch ruler. So we don't have to go that way. We can go this way. And how should I do this? I usually just start right in. I usually just start right in. I always thought making like totally straight stems, your flowers wind up looking like soldiers. Oh, look how gorgeous that's going to be. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous. So I try to put a little bend in my stems, you know, give the stem a little movement. Wow. Sometimes I impress myself. Okay. And I can make the ends a little thinner if I want to as I go along, but I'm going to make a couple more of these. And then I'm going to try some leaves, but oh, I'm loving this already. Look how easy that was. Just put color. Yes. That did not take years of watercolor practice to do this, believe me. All right, so I think we have enough stems. Now, how am I going to do the leaves? Should I just cut or should I sketch? Well, I just cut the stem, so let's just cut the leaves. Now, these forget-me-nots just have sort of big oval shaped leaves, you know, just kind of like that, right? So I'm going to do this. Like I can do this, like that. I can go the other way if I wanted. You know what? I should have taken a picture of this paper before I started cutting it up. So I'm going to stop for a moment and do that. So I can remember what I did. Okay. Now, can we make some leaves that sort of go, you know, make them sort of like a little bendy at the end, like that, you know, like the tip of the leaf is bent over. Get some of these darker ones here. Maybe make some smaller ones. I think the ones where you go across the color, see, I tended to put the colors like horizontal, and now I'm cutting vertical, and it just makes very interesting paper. Yes, when I want that white spot right there, that's like the light hitting the leaf. Don't cover up your white spots. They're very important. Oh, I love it. All right. I don't know how many I'm going to need. And just keep cutting the same piece of paper, making them smaller and smaller. Oh, and I cut out, where is it? I cut out the words forget-me-not off the top of the pack. Oh, here it is. Okay. And I thought, you know, I could put that up here somewhere. Or should I put her on there? You know what? I keep taking her off, putting her on, taking her off. What if I just stick her down? And then I'll see how much space she's taking up. Now what I want to do is see how these stems look with these size flowers. See, they look kind of big to me. So that is not a problem. We'll just go in and make these thinner. The fairy's big. I made the stems and leaves big, but the flowers off the flower pack were small. Oh, I think that'll work better. And I have a couple more packs, so I can cut out I can cut out a bunch more of these and just put them all over the page. I'm going to try and keep it like at an angle this way, and I'll journal in the middle. Stay down. She wants to fly away already. Stay down, stay down. And it's watercolor paper, so I decided to use something stronger than just glue stick, although a glue stick might work just fine. Okay, let's see. We're going to put a tall one up that way. One tall one. And the rest are going to be smaller. Now, I bet you those leaves are going to be too big, so we're going to cut those down a little bit. I have a tendency to line everything up like soldiers marching in a row, but it does look better in my opinion, you could do it any way you want. You do you. If I, vary the lengths a little bit. So I'm going to glue a few flowers down, and then perhaps I'll glue a few leaves down and go back and forth with flowers and leaves. Oh, the little house. Well, let's get the little house on there. You know what? I think this is going to need Fabri-Tac. I put the house right where I was going to put a flower. Oh, I can put the flower over the house so the house looks like it's underneath. It's always good to use your finger tools. Okay, I am going to just keep layering stems and leaves and flowers until I fill up this space as much as I want to, and then I'm going to do my journaling. I think that's enough forget-me-nots. A nice big blue wave there. I put the sign up at the top. 2024, I planted the Dollar Tree forget-me-not seeds in a few places around the yard, in the big black pot, under the tall verbena, past the yucca next to the daisies. They took a while to pop up, but they are all blooming. Almost ran out of room, but I would have fitted in somewhere. And you've got to leave a little space there for the birds to fly through, or the dragonflies, or the hummingbirds. And remember these gorgeous little stickers that I got at the flea market? Ooh, do we want a blue one? Because we have a blue fairy and blue flowers. Is this too much blue? No, it is not. No, it is not too much blue. I put a blue hummingbird in there. We don't have blue hummingbirds. We have ruby-throated hummingbirds here at Soggy Bottom. But oh, isn't that just perfect? Oh, I love it. Left that little space there just for the little bird to fly through and get his nectar from the forget-me-nots. Let's do one more thing here. We didn't use the shiny paints. So we've got some neutral colors here, sort of neutral colors. I should do this on a palette. And let's just ground this little house here, yeah. Where's the lid? Where's the lid? Where's the lid? Or here's the lid. I can mix some colors in the lid. It's like a bronze. Add, whatever this is, gold to the bronze. And I want to turn it neutral. So if we put a little green, a little purple in there. Trying to make mud. Usually when you paint, you don't want to make mud, but I'm trying to make some mud here. Now I got purple mud. There we go. Just making a dark color here to put under the little fairy house. So it's not sitting up in the air, though I guess fairy houses could sit up in the air, couldn't they? When I glued down the flowers, I put some so they look like they're peeking out from behind the house, and I have a leaf going in front of the house. Give the illusion that there's a couple of different layers going on there. All right, I was thinking of doing one more thing. Okay, I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to cover up her face. Oh, you know what? These stickers are here from the Temu haul. If you didn't see that, they sent me the wrong stickers. Well, I contacted them right away, and they were very nice, and they just said, we'll give you credit. You don't have to return those. Somebody suggested I could send them in Happy Mail. I said, oh, that'll be fun. So I need to tilt, let's see. Tilt this up a little bit so that stays on there. I just want to cover her face. Use one of those stickers. And I thought about putting, let's put more blue on the page, right? Let's put more blue. Just maybe a little splash. Oh, where's the other brush? I got my fan brush. Just put a little blue on there. Little blue shimmer. How about on her dress? Yes. Oh, it went over there. That's okay. If I didn't want it there, I should have covered it there. I just didn't want it on her face. The sparkle may travel over to the other page. That's perfectly fine with me. Well, I better clean that water and those brushes too. Well, what do you think? I like this idea. I need to make more fairies. Oh, when that dries, I'm starting to see the little bit of shine on there, right? So when those little speckles start drying, you're going to see how that's going to shine on there. Yepers, it's getting shiny as it dries. Love it, love it. Finally got to use up a couple of those seed packs, and I got my blue fairy in there and a little bit of journaling about my forget-me-nots. Oh, I didn't put flower of the year, did I? Oh, I'm going to have to write that in. Where'd that blue pen go? Here it is. Flower of the year. I'm going to fit that right above where it says forget-me-not. I'm just going to write flower of the year. And I already wrote 2024. So that's already there. Okay, flower of the year, forget-me-not. Little blue hummingbird there. Fun page. Oh, you know what? Look at this. Oh, I have more journaling to do over here, but I do have something. I have something on every page in the first signature. Yay! Yay, that signature is done. Well, I could do more journaling, but basically at least there's something on every page, yes. Well, I think the second signature has several empty pages, and some will be flowers, and I think some other summer journaling I'll put in here. Yeah, I actually have a few family things I want to put in here too. I should stick those in between doing flower pages, right? Oh, and on this one I wanted to draw some ants. Well, thanks for coming along today for a very easy watercolor painty paper that I turned into stems and leaves. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. Mottos to live by. You can do anything you set your mind to. There is no task, large or small, that can't be completed if you set your mind to it. Always remember that you are as strong as you allow yourself to be. When someone says defeat, think success. When someone says lose, think win. When someone says can't, think that you can. And if anyone ever tells you that you won't, tell them that you most certainly will. Beth Fagan Quinn.